Welcome
Thank
to
you.
NAWAI. And was there anybody that wasn't here for our launch? It's a small group now, so you can. Okay.
All right.
All right. So for our launch for NAWAI, we're pronouncing it NAWAI because that's a beautiful Hawaiian word that means connecting rivers. So we're pronouncing it NAWAI. It's the National Association for Women in AI, and we are a new um, organization. So you are our pioneers, and I'm going to tell you a little more about it as people come in. So this is a small, I call it like our intimate Tuesday touch points. And it looks like we're going to have probably about 30 or 40 people register for these sessions. But the idea is to engage our membership weekly, keep you abreast, and then keep us all in touch with each other about what we're doing in AI and what our needs are. And each week we're going to have a member. Dr. Thelá Thatch is here. She's one of our founding members and one of our advisory board members. I tell you, I can't get my website up, information up fast enough, but soon you'll see her face on the website. And if you want to be a member or you'd like a spotlight, we want to spotlight you. It's one of the things that we want to do here, to give you the stage and the platform if you're developing things in AI. This is your organization. So as folks are continuing to come in, I'll tell you about the 3 pillars of NAWAI. It is to support, educate, and advocate in the AI space. Support, educate, and advocate. I am LaVada English. I am the owner of Bright Places Incorporated and now the co-founder and co-owner of the Women in AI. And we saw the need and the gap for women in AI. And so we're working to close that gap. It's dominated 78% by men, which probably wouldn't surprise any of us. And that 22% that is women are primarily not American women. So we have a long way to go. Okay. And because of this concern and my experience working with women's associations, experiences working with leadership development, and my partner and co-founder's experience working in the financial space, we put our heads together and we said, what can we do? What can we do to close the gap? And who can we partner with? So we've partnered with Cornell and Wharton University, Cornell University and Wharton University, to develop programs to get you the credentials you need to future-proof your career. And not only are we working directly with women, we are also working with corporations. I just pitched to a large corporation this morning to bring programs to them. Unfortunately, we have to take out the women language. It's terrible, right? Because of DEI stuff. But we can cater the programs to corporations. And the reason I mention that is because if you're a consultant, we have our consultant applications open and you'll be able to maybe take some of these programs into your organization as well. Or if, like Nicole, you lead an HR department and you say, hey, LaVada, I want those discounted Wharton certifications. Help me get them. That's what we're working on now. So we kind of exist in this world where a lot of us are professionals. We already have inroads. We already have careers that we've established over the years, and we need to move to future-proofing our careers. So I have Dr. Thatch here today, who's a good friend of mine and who's developed some amazing things in the AI space, who is forward-thinking and, like me, understands that in order to continue to help our clients, we need to move them to being wiser around AI, getting rid of the fear, the apprehension, the lack of clarity, and getting us in the room with some professionals. And by the way, those universities, yes, those universities are very amiable to us helping to shape the education around our needs, which is critical because that's what we need to be doing. We need to be at the table with them, shaping the way these programs look, right? Awesome. So that's NAWAI in a nutshell. Any questions or thoughts about that? Anything else you have? We also have scholarship applications open. So visit our website. It's thewomeninai.com. Thewomeninai.com. It's a lot of groups out here, so make sure you put the in there. I don't want us to forget about the scholarships. That's the way that we partner on our nonprofit side with sponsors and organizations that want to scholarship women into these opportunities, classes, and certifications. Okay. Awesome. Did I forget anything, Dr. Thatch, about why we're here?
We are here. That's all I know. We are
We
here.
are here. We
We
are
are
here.
being seen.
Welcome,
We
Sylvia.
are women supporting each other. So
Yes, awesome. So
I'm
since this
excited.
is a small group, why don't we have everybody say hi since it's a small group? These are small group sessions. They could get bigger and bigger, but right now we get to have these intimate sessions. So let's just say hi and see who's here. Otisa, or you want to start?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hello. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much just for doing this. And thank you, Thelá, for the invite. I was like, where is it? So I'm Otissa, and I help businesses, small businesses, to help figure out AI. That is what our business promise is the small business owner is juggling many different things. And how do we actually help them to figure out what AI tool, what business problem that they are trying to solve for? What tool actually works for that business problem, and then how do they implement
That's awesome.
that?
We want to learn
So
all about that. That's why we're here. We want to learn all about what you're doing, and we want to give you all a platform, and we want to develop affiliate.
appreciate it.
We want to develop affiliate relationships. So part of this is your responsibility to let me know what's going on and how you want to work with us. I am
Okay,
here. Dr. Thatch is here. This is the idea time, I like to call it. Everybody get on, get on board so we can help shape this, right? The
love that.
company I was talking to earlier today, they're going to help shape their certification program. So
Mm-hmm.
they're a government agency, so they get to shape that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
appealing to them. Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. How about Dolores? Can you hear us, Dolores? Or did she walk away? Okay, we'll go to Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, LaVada. Hi, everybody. Yes, I am a communication and conflict coach and trainer and use AI to, I've, this past year, I've been starting to use it more. So both for strategizing in my business and also, like I'd mentioned at the launch, one of the uses that's been helpful for me is to anonymize my client notes and have AI pull out stories that I can use on podcast interviews that I do. So, but just all kinds of uses. Just never fails to amaze me what can be done with AI. Um, and and at the same time, I can also see like some existential dangers of it, I guess I would say. So
Mhm.
I come in humbly.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
talked a little bit about that at the end of our launch. We had like a little powwow at the end that we need to acknowledge that there are some dangers. But guess what? It's even more dangerous if we're not at the table understanding them and having a voice
Yeah.
about them. Because as much as
Right.
we, you know, as much as we might want to slow this down, we really can't.
Right.
So what are we going to do anyway? That's how I always think. Like, what are we going to do anyway? Uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
Nicole,
Thank
you
you.
want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting though. Sorry, I'll introduce myself, but I get so like wrapped up in the conversation of this that I'm so excited. What you talked about, I heard you say a couple of times, shaping curriculum and shaping what or how we help women and others learn AI is so critical because we can't deny it, to your point. So when I saw Thiele's post on LinkedIn about this group, I got so excited and am getting even more excited to hear you talk about the mission of this group because it is so critical. And AI is changing so rapidly every single day that if we don't get in front of it, there could be even greater risk of that existential threat that you talked about, Catherine. So just kudos to even forming this. And I'm super, super happy to be here and be a part of it and meet all of you amazing women. And I apologize if I get excited. Thelá, you know this about me. I'll jump in. But I am Nicole Cesar. Thelá and I have worked together for several years, and she is a brilliant mind. So I'm glad that she brought me here, and I'm just excited to continue learning with you all.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Tanjit Kang, last name Kang.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm multitasking as it's evening time over here.
Okay.
Thank you for creating this space. I'm excited to be here. I relate to what others have shared. So I'm currently based in the Midwest, and my career has kind of spanned research and evaluation and higher education. And I've been a part of different discussions and organizing events relating to AI and also to development of guidance. Um, but relating to the existential crisis and also concerns, that's a lot of the lens that I bring, especially from the DEI space. And I think that as much as I have a lot of concerns and reluctance around this, I also recognize it's always better to integrate the ethical and equity frameworks from the beginning at the foundation of things and trying to do it retroactively. So, despite my skepticism and my anxiety. I'm pushing myself to show up and participate because I want to help to shape the space rather than just be subjected to it. So thank you.
I love the way you said that. Let's participate and shape the space rather than be subjected to it. Okay. This is why I need all of you. This is very much a collective movement, if you will. This is why we need to come together because I don't have all the ideas. I'm just building the bridge. I'm building a bridge and we're actually building the bridge together. But there's a section on our website that says collaborate. So if you're interested in being on a committee or we're talking to some advocacy people now to form that advocacy committee, then we're all starting from scratch. Don't be afraid, jump in because that's how we're going to learn. But wouldn't it be amazing if we get to start being like the face and the voice of advocacy in this space? If we don't, it's so dangerous. And I'm not here to create fear, but in a sense, we kind of are like shaking everybody. Like this is important for us to to be at the table now because this is going to get away from us if we don't. That 78% should frighten the heck out of everyone. So please jump on the collaboration, fill it out. It might take us a little time to get back to you because we're creating a lot right now, but we're going to be forming these committees. Anybody else want to, Sylvia or Stephanie, you want to introduce yourselves? Stephanie, Sylvia, you there? Okay, maybe they stepped away for a second. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I am going to turn it over to Dr. Thatch, where she will introduce her talk, and we have an hour and a half, but if we end a little sooner, that's fine as well. It's just kind of for touch point. Most of you are members. If you're on our member link, we have a free membership level. You'll get this recording. So I would, encourage you to join the membership so you can get recordings and updates. But Dr. Thatch, I'll have you introduce yourself a little more and take it away.
Thank you. Are you able to share the screen for me?
I am. Let me see. Let me remove my pen and let me get the presentation up you just sent.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm driving.
That'll be helpful because I got a lot of different things I want to show you all, and
Okay.
I will get distracted because
Oh, okay.
that's what I do.
You let me know. Put it down. Put it in presentation.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Welcome. Hello. I have a lot of different things. This is one of my first times presenting on human resources and how it relates to AI. But I will say this, I am literally, like you're watching me literally at work right now. I am at a client. I am managing my client who is right in the next room. And one of my biggest clients, shout out to them, they're the Africa channel. So while I was at Paychex, brief story, I remember saying my last day as a corporate employee is going to be on my birthday, April 22nd. Long story short, I get an email, a LinkedIn DM asking me if I would be interested in HR consulting for the Africa channel. I have been an HR consultant on a retainer since then. And why am I sharing this story? First of all, I want you to know I'm an HR consultant. I also am a licensed broker, so I do HR and benefits. So some of my clients use my life accident health services to get medical, dental, vision, all of those benefits. Yes, I am trying to be a competitor to Paychex. Tell them I'm coming for them, okay? Nicole, say, Thelā's coming for y'all. Y'all better buy her out for 10 million or so. Put that in the notes, okay? But seriously, I learned a lot.
I think
I
Nicole
worked,
would be your biggest cheerleader.
they're like,
You learned that
go.
about her. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have a lot of friends who work for those type of companies like ADP, Paychex, And we're out here, like we're the front lines, and we have to turn things around really quickly. So how do you turn things, a large amount of data around really quickly? I don't think I would have survived 2025 without AI. I've had to do so many different things I'm going to talk to you about now, but all I want to say is I'm a real HR person. I am not AI. So in 2020, in 2005, I had a dream that I would be able to free myself from corporate America. And eventually I did. I tried 3 times, and then finally I've been out here for 3 years. But part of that dream was I would clone myself and I would have an AI person. And that's where this name Mrs. HR came from. Mrs. HR was always my alter ego. And that was supposed to be the person who could tell the truth. Where when I was in companies like Cablevision and Live Nation, I've been, a lot of different big companies, I had to stick to the script. Okay. You couldn't just go off and say, oh, yeah, girlfriend, you need to call an attorney. No, you couldn't say that. But now I can. I say, here's the attorney and here's their name, and let me direct you to the attorney. And I can do that, because I work for myself. And that was one of the main reasons I wanted to work for myself, so I could educate people on human resources and how we really could be a resource to humans. Okay. So I just wanted to pause there. Did anyone have any questions about my background or anything? I have a PhD in public policy. So I'm very fascinated with policy and how policy can shape human resources, equity, diversity, equity, inclusion, I always want to say that word, egalitarianism. Anyhow, um, and I've written a book called The Diversity Dilemma, which is something I still, just like LaVada just mentioned, she had to pitch, but she couldn't pitch with, for women, right? We're women, clearly we're women, but anyhow, that's the dilemma around diversity itself. Okay.
I have a question, Thelá. Since
Yes,
you're talking
ma'am.
about this, how do you see this field changing? I mean, we have some HR folks in the room. You all might have some thoughts about this, but what are your thoughts about how this field is going to change now that AI is on the horizon?
I hope my only thought about that, my biggest thought about that rather, is I hope that now that we have the ability to process information quicker and more effectively, that we can now be influencers and we can really step up and stop being these task-oriented um, minions. I don't know what to call us, but these task-oriented assistants that they see us as. I have one client now that I'm ready to end, and they probably, if they're on here, they know who I am, but they only call me to terminate someone, right? They don't see me as a partner to the business. And we work really, really hard. And I think this applies to any business owner or any business leader, right? That um, if you can get rid of some of these these little menial things that we have to do that can really take a long time or become a distraction. Now we can focus on being more strategic and being strategic partners, the ones that they always said they wanted us to be
Right.
while they were telling us to go
Right.
file stuff at the same time. It's like,
Right.
I want you to be a strategic partner, but I need you to process 5,000 payrolls for me. It's like, okay, how am I going to do both when I'm burned out and I can't get things done? But I'm hoping, and I see with AI, now we can get things done quickly. And I was like, okay, I'm here to be your strategic partner now. So it'll be really
Yeah.
difficult for them to send us back to the file room.
I love that. I love that. Okay.
That's where
Anybody else have any thoughts about how AI might change HR?
I do. At least the optimism in me tells me, with the adoption of AI and so many executives now leaning on it for data output and recommendations, I think it strengthens our seat at the table because as sad as this is, many times the thought leadership of HR and the compelling business case they bring, as compelling as it may be, is not always taken with the full weight that it should. And my hope is as more executive teams lean into the output and recommendations of AI, to Thelá's point, that allows us to dive into strategy quicker because it's not just our thoughts, it's backed by data that they now trust more thoroughly. So that's the optimistic side of me on top of everything that Thelá said, right? We can do more quicker as we get those administrative tasks or get to information quicker if you're covering, large spans of control and don't have to Google what, Minnesota minimum wage is. So there's so many things that I think it'll help us accomplish quicker. And I hope one of those things is getting buy-in and stronger seats at the table where we might be downplayed or ignored in some spaces.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Speaking of AI changes, my camera just decided it wanted to do the Zoom thing on its own lately. I didn't set it.
I thought you were just leaning in.
No, it's like Zoom. It's all fancy now. I'm like, what happened? So, so go ahead, Thelá. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
No, you please. I want people to jump in. I don't ever see it as an interruption. So, okay, that's me. Hey, I'm the founder and CEO of Thelá Thatch Consulting, and I'm really excited. For the past literally 4 years, I've been working on Mrs. HR in a Box, which is another vision I had that will allow people to have their own like do-it-yourself HR and have access to HR so they won't have to be intimidated. So it's an AI-powered HR system and it will help you. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that today. If you could, maybe I'll go like this. Yeah. So why AI matters in HR? AI is mainstream. 78% of organizations are using it. Generative AI adoption has nearly doubled in 1 year. I'm at the Africa channel, and I was in an executive meeting today, and they were talking, half the meeting was about AI and how they're going to, not to give any trade secrets, so I'll try to be generic, but how they're going to position themselves using AI to be competitive. And these are the conversations that are happening. I report here, as a consultant to the COO and the CFO, and that's what we're talking about. So if you think as a business owner or as a business leader, you have to be able to understand AI or they're going to just pass you by, right? You need to be able to contribute and understand the vocabulary, and AI is its own language and it has its own language. I love the fact that AI is a leveler, like it levels the playing field for women. Before, and there's one guy here at this place, it's all into coding. That is going to be obsolete. I hate to tell you. I hate to tell all the coders who thought, coding is becoming obsolete because AI can now code for you. And so now we have all of these underrepresented women who can be more represented in AI and STEM, I like to say STEAM, but STEM. And it's equaling, and leveling the playing field because I don't know how to code. I mean, anybody here know I don't know how to code. I know LaVada, she just recently built a website in a day.
My website went down. Thelá said, your website went down. I said, okay, let me get it back up.
I know, I said, something's wrong with her outdated looking website, which at one point was beautiful. She updated that in how many hours did it take you?
It took me about 3-4 hours to revamp and do the things I wanted to do with it anyway and get rid of the cost for WordPress and all that. I got rid of a lot of fees. But
Yeah.
I had studied how to do it. So when she told me that, and you know what happened? It was being overloaded on the back end from things that were out of my control, and it couldn't hold it anymore. And those were things that were downloading from WordPress and plugins and things. I wasn't telling it to do that. And I said, well, that's aggravating. So I don't want to pay more, which they were trying to get me to do. So I just rebuilt it with the AI tools I learned.
Yeah. And that's if you hear nothing else today, that's the biggest takeaway. I am a professor at the University of West LA. I teach business classes. And so this is coming from a credible source as a professor. Spend 15 minutes to a half an hour a day teaching yourself something new in AI. And so I'm just going to pause and go. If I can share my screen, I want to use this as a moment to teach you something really quickly.
Okay.
And some of you may know this. You're like, oh, I already know that. Okay, fine. always one person who might not know it. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to find my chat GPT. Just bear with me. I got 10 screens open for no reason. And I thought I had it ready to go. Okay, it's ready. Here we go. So here we go. So the number one thing, okay, one lesson is practice. Teach yourself something every day. So how many of you, by show of virtual hands or real hands, are using ChatGPT? That's my go-to. I use ChatGPT. Some people, there's different ones, there's Google AI. I heard people talking about Perplexity,
Mm-hmm.
and that one digs a little deeper. So what I want to show you, if you learn, again, here's something else. How many of you have gone, can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have gone into your settings? Da, da, da. Show of hands, let's see. So this is what you must do if you're going to use ChatGPT for business. Write this down, do it now. This is so important. You go into your settings and you go into data controls and you do not improve the model for everyone. Make sure this is off. So again, if you disappear today, this is what you learned today. Because when you improve the model for everyone, this is AI speak for teach AI by using all of my personal information. This is your confidentiality button. So you turn this off. You do not want to improve the model for everyone. And once you get to a place where you're not improving the model for everyone, then we want to, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's all going to tie together. You want to start building your own GPTs. So if you look over here, and this is for business owners, business leaders. One little thing I did, Nicole, and for those listening at Paychecks that some of you didn't know, and it may not have been the best thing to do. I promise I didn't share too much personal information. But because I didn't have my own assistant, for the past 5 years, I paid for my own assistant. Like I had my own personal assistant who managed my um, doctor's visits. Her name's Maisha. Most people who know me know Maisha. She actually created this presentation. It's the visuals, the graphics, and she did it in like 30 minutes using Canva AI. Okay. So I'm like, Maisha, I need my presentation. How this is done. Send her the outline. She put it through Canva, tweaked it for me. In less than a half an hour, we had the presentation. So all I have to say, you can also, while you're working in corporate or on your own as a business owner, start to create, and LaVada did teach me this, gotta give her credit, because she showed it to me real quick. I took a picture of it and I said, I gotta learn how to do it. And I taught myself.
Here for it, yep.
I know, but we didn't have time to teach each other. We didn't have even this much time that we're giving today for her to teach me. So I'm going to teach you. But you go into your GPTs and you can, so I have a creative business partner. I click on this, and this is my creative business partner 1.0. I have a grant writer, and I'm teaching the grant writer how to write grants for me. I have an assistant professor. And oh, sorry. And this person great helps me to grade my papers because sometimes I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? So but I'll just click on this one really quick. And then I'll go back to my presentation. I could be here all day teaching y'all stuff I've learned. And if you go into assistant professor, what am I doing? I'm trying to edit her. But when you
Go to
right here, right here. When
yeah.
you edit the GPT,
Mm-hmm.
this is where, see in here,
Mm-hmm.
where you configure, this is where you upload files and you can teach it how to be you. So for example, I'm not going to do it now, but I would upload files here with maybe a Word document that shows how I speak to my students and how I grade papers. And then I'm teaching my AI bot, my assistant professor that I can't afford to hire right now, but now I don't need to. So, so I just wanted to share that really quickly. Any questions about the about the security feature, which you don't do any of this without clicking the settings and making sure you're not teaching the world all of your business.
I just want to say that, you know, I was showing Thelá and I teach each other, so she's giving me a lot of credit. We teach each other a lot of things, right? And then one thing about creative minds like all of ours, once we learn a little something, we run away with it and just kind of like try to pick at it and find more. One of the things I talked about when I was talking about training a model at a conference is even for small business owners, be sure to write, and Dr. Thelá is going to talk more about this later, but be sure that you have policies that tell anyone that you work with to turn off the train the model, right? And to how to treat your information, even if you have another consultant you're partnering with, or in Nicole's case, if she has other vendors, you know, we need to be creating these more advanced policies that let them know if you're going to use the tool, because they do use it. It's called shadow AI, whether they tell you or not, right? You need to make sure they sign off on something that says that they will not be using the teaching the model all of your stuff, right? So yeah, go ahead, Catherine. You had your hand up first, and then Otisa.
I was wondering if you have a quick process for anonymizing files, removing private stuff before you feed it in, or kind of what your own guidelines are for like both intellectual property, but also like to protect clients and so forth, but still wanting to massage their data and circumstances and get advice on it.
I probably would create a redactor specialist in the GPT.
Oh,
And I probably would go to, and this is something that Thelá and I talked about before. One of my little tricks is you can go to Amazon and you can find books on certain areas. I say buy the book, at least buy it on Kindle, right, to honor the author.
yeah.
But my GPT's name is Booker, and what Booker does is he summarizes books for me, and then I read through it and see if it meets my standards. And then for one, I might look up a book like how to redact information professionally, how to protect your client's information. I might find a book on that, and then that will go into my toolkit. Dr. Thelá just showed you how to put a toolkit into your GPT, and then I start building it out from there. So you don't want to just build GPTs without standards, guardrails, books that you respect. Make sure you review the books. But I probably would build a redactor. I probably would ask ChatGPT how to build a redactor.
So you would ask chat itself, how do I build a chat GTP redactor?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A legal redactor.
I love it.
That'd be my law partner.
Right? Yeah.
And then what I do is if I'm working, say I'm working with a GPT that's specialized in PR, and let's say Otessa, is that how I pronounce it? Otessa? Let's say Otessa is a PR specialist. After I go through that, I run it by her because I still believe in the human side of it, but it's just that she can help me faster now. She can correct faster for me and say, oh, you know, this is great, but add this and that. That's how I like to do it. Yeah.
In other words, on chat first and then check it out with a human expert.
Mm-hmm. But you know, as a small business owner, to be honest, I might not be able to afford Otessa for like 8 hours, but maybe I can afford her for one.
Yes.
And now I come to her with clear information, and she can help me faster, and she can actually help more clients even. She can change the way she works with clients. She can help more people quicker by giving them tools and tips on how to be prepared to come speak to her. That's how I think we can work with it now. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome. Otessa, you had a question for Dr. Thatch?
Yeah, so actually more of a comment. I use multiple tools, so Claude and ChatGPT, and one of the things that I've started to do is once you both LaVada and Dr. Thatch were talking about creating that custom GPT, what I've also did is I've actually taken that and told the tool to actually create for me a master prompt. So if I want to use that master prompt in a different AI tool, say for instance, you know, ChatGPT is what we're looking at here. But say for instance, you want to go, I like Claude, but I use both and I actually bounce them off of each other all the time. And so it really helps me to have that master prompt that typically I'll have it downloaded or create a download for Google Docs. And then I have this document and I literally take it and I'll put it in another tool and go, I don't want to repeat all that stuff. So I just want to take it, drop it into the new tool, that I'm kind of going back and forth with, and it just saves some time. So I love the things that you've shared, Dr. Thiele. That is, in addition, is something that I do as well, just so that I have and what if the tool goes down? You know what I mean? It's like I want to
Yeah,
be able to have all of my best, how did I create that offer? How did I create that presentation? What was my client note like? So I do that as a double thing as well. That's all.
I love that
Otis,
because I'm like super heavy reliant on chat and I'm always creating toolkits
Yeah.
and thinking, all right, well, if I go over to Claude, I have to put all these toolkits in Claude. So I like the fact that you're kind of like using a running master document. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not running. So what I do is it's say for instance your business, my business is Bravara, all of the things about my tone, my offer, my customers, my website, my
Okay.
business plan, like all of that, I have created a master prompt off of. So anything that I go in, I no longer have to do all of that. And if I add to my business, that's when I update the master prompt
Okay.
because I've added to my business. But at least I have that historical document that I can take wherever.
That's awesome. And it really, I see you, Catherine. It really speaks to creating systems. And that's another thing. I am not the biggest planner. If I did my personality assessment, it's going to be yellow. It's visionary, it's creative, it's like I'm out in the stars somewhere. I am not a planner. So AI helps me. I've started a little, I even have it with me right here, my little binder that I've created of like, this has become my standard operating procedure manual, like that I keep with me of different processes. And I never was able to get to this place without AI because it was always changing. So, Catherine, what were you going to say?
it was a question really for Otissa about like what that those master prompts look like. So like in say in
Yeah.
the case of a business plan, is
Mhm.
it like what you originally fed it and asked it
Yes.
about like your business data and then the strategies you're developing with it, and then you just keep that in a separate doc, like as an
Yeah, so
original doc.
it's really all of the final things. So what I'll do
Yeah,
is, I don't want you're going back and forth with the tool all the time. So
right.
I literally I don't want all of that. I want like the final things. And then you go back through that master prompt document and you actually make sure that it is like the final thoughts that you had. So once you arrive, how you're tweaking things all the time. And
Right.
so you've arrived at like, okay, but this is the thing that I actually finally got there after some hours. I want to take that and I want to put that into my master prompt. That's the thing I want to be a living document that continues to get updated.
Ah, okay. Thank
And
you.
do you ask it
Mhm.
sometimes? Do you say, okay, now I'm going through this. Give me a master prompt for what I've just done? Because that
So
Ah,
only once I get to a very
your desired
conclusive
state.
state. Yeah, like I literally have ran the tools into the ground to where I have exceeded my number of questions for the day or whatever. And I have the paid versions. And it's like but that's because I'm literally trying to um, master its ability to get me and my business. And so sometimes you have a lot more thoughts, and I need for, it to kind of get there to really be efficient and help me.
Yeah. And that, what we're talking about is this term we hear that everybody's using now called vibe coding.
Mhm.
And it sounds really complicated, but all it is it's teaching AI your vibe. That's what
Mhm.
it is. And when you hear vibe, because they like to use these words. That's why I want to have this women's group because they like to use these words that sort of throw us out of the conversation. I'm like, just say that it's teaching, just say it in a way that we can understand it. It's teaching the AI tool your vibe, ghost writing for you, master prompting. But that's what vibe coding is. All of this we're talking about. Mm-hmm. This is good. Dr. Thatch, you opened
Oh,
up a good conversation here. Am I bringing your slides back up?
Catherine had her hand up
Oh, okay.
again.
Go ahead,
it's quick. It's logistical kind of.
Catherine. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What ChatGPT told me that if I want it to remember something to specifically say, please remember this. And I'm thinking, in general, I want it to remember all my stuff and put it together for me and remember this chat and bring it over here when I'm talking about this topic. So what's your procedure on remember this?
Okay, so for me, I find that it remembers better inside of a project folder or using folders.
Yes.
If I don't keep it inside a project folder or go back to my GPT where I have those toolkits, it will sort of overlap my projects and get a little confused. Like, for example, today when I couldn't use National Association for Women in AI for this pitch for this client, I needed to go to that folder to do the pitch because it would have started putting both associations together because it's too much. So for me, I don't know how everyone else organizes it, but I find it best to organize by folder and then GPT. Like I have to go back to Alex, who is my AI analyst, to ask him things about whether I should use certain AI tools, whether they're scam, with how to rate them. He knows all of that because that's built into his toolkit. If I ask GPT just in general without going to Alex, it'll give me too much general information. It doesn't know what I want to know about the tool. So for me, that's what I have to do to organize.
And you can delete things from the memory, just know. So if there are things where you're like, remember I was talking about the conclusion, like there's certain things like when I just started with the AI tools some years ago, I don't need all that. Like I'm so far past a lot of that. And so I could delete those from the from the personalization. Like you can go in settings and say, I always want you to tell me the truth. I always want you to challenge me, use fact-based research in order to give me my responses. Do not embellish, do not hallucinate, do not use in dashes, whatever the case may be. You decide, but the point is that you can actually set that up as a general rule for all of your chats, projects, and GPTs. So it would be like on the very front end, like Thelá was showing you guys the settings, it would be going there and you can add some personalization rules basically that basically streams throughout all of your chats.
Yes. And I find when I use the general when I use the settings and put the rules in there, for me it still doesn't work as good as when it's inside of a GPT. Mine still gets a little confused. I'm like, that's not. I asked you to take out. Um, what does it do? Oh, I asked it to take out like the M dashes and the different prompts, and sometimes it gets confused and puts them back in there.
I
So
think that's an overall problem that they
yeah, yeah,
had because I
yeah,
think there were millions of people asking that and it just would not comply.
yeah. It's still not perfect, which I find refreshing personally. I don't want it to be perfect. I need it to have some flaws. Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead, Dr. Thatch. Sorry.
Can you go to the next slide, please?
Yes.
So, how can we weave AI into HR and benefits consulting? And oh, wait 1 second. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
One of my AI assistants came in. Hey, Mr. HR, are you there?
Hey there, absolutely. I'm here and ready to help. Just let me know what you need and we'll dive right in.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing this National Association of Women in AI. I'm talking to them right now. Can you say hi to them for me?
Of course, hello to everyone at the National Association of Women in AI. It's awesome to have you all here and I'm happy to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate how you help me every day. Thank you, Mr. HR. So, what are some ways that we can weave AI into human resources?
Absolutely, and you're very welcome. So when it comes to weaving AI into human resources, it's all about making those HR tasks a lot smoother and smarter. For example, you can use AI to help with resume screening so you find the best candidates faster, or you can have AI-powered chatbots that answer employee questions anytime. It's all about using those tools to make life easier and free up HR folks for the more human stuff.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say to these beautiful ladies who joined today?
Absolutely. To everyone here, I just want to say you're all doing amazing work exploring AI and HR. It's really exciting to see more women leading in this space, and I'm cheering you on. So keep shining and making waves.
That's right, Mr. HR. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later, okay?
Absolutely. Sounds like a plan.
Flag.
Look, my husband's getting a run for his money, okay?
Yes.
So that is so easy to do. I could definitely show you how to do that. And it's really just talking to your the voice chat inside ChatGPT. And I picked, believe it or not, his name is Spruce. So that's the sound of Spruce. I call him Mr. HR.
I call
So
him
as you
Antoine.
heard, what'd you say?
I call him Antoine.
Antoine. I
Mhm.
showed a few ladies this at my house the other day. They was like, I got to get me one of them right now. Yes, at least he does have a great conversation with you. But I really, truthfully, this can be used for so many functions using the voice AI. One is podcasting.
Yeah.
So you looking for a podcast guest? You got one right there. You can have a whole conversation. You can even just talk back and forth and run ideas by the chat because really it's just the same chat prompts in the voice version. So it looks really cool though, doesn't it? I think one day soon they'll actually have a face that'll an avatar. Do they have avatar yet? Has anybody seen an avatar that responds?
At least not on the version they released to everybody. I don't think so.
See, I'm ahead. I'm
Yeah.
always. Have you seen it?
I was going to say for the custom GPTs, I know that you can do an avatar for those, but I haven't seen an actual like talking
Okay.
head one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
it's come now. Now watch they come up with it since I mentioned it. So some of the examples again for human resources is generating first drafts of policies and letters. I literally, right before this call, I got a call from a client who wanted to do a layoff tomorrow. And so I took a template that I had, mixed it a little bit with ChatGPT, and sent it to her. And the thing is, I felt really confident. So it doesn't, of course, negate your knowledge. You need to know that how to do a layoff. You can't just ask ChatGPT how to do a layoff because, again, with the hallucinations and different things, you may get the wrong information. Also, ChatGPT is not always up to date with legal information, and you can't rely on it for that. So let's move to the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, I love his voice too, Stephanie. I know. I don't know. I kind of get nervous at how much I rely on Mr. HR. So let me tell you about a project that I've been working on forever, and it's called Mrs. HR in a Box. And Mrs. HR in a Box, again, was something I thought of. It's my AI-powered HR and benefits command center for small businesses. And under the hood, I had a real coder. He's a real dude. Met him at a Pyra event, which is an HR conference. And he's been in HRIS for years. And he had the same vision I had, but he was a coder. So long story short, under the hood, it uses large language models, but then it wrapped in my templates, my processes, and it creates different actions. So I want to take a minute because everyone on the call, and whether you're on this call or not, you get Mrs. HR in the Box for free for 2 weeks. So I'm going to do my best to walk you through that really quickly. Any questions while I'm setting it up?
Yes, would that be helpful for solopreneurs too?
It's more helpful for a solopreneur.
Okay.
I'm a solopreneur.
Okay.
Yes, it's definitely helpful. So let me share my screen and show you what it looks like. And you can just go, uh-oh. It's been doing this weird thing, but I've figured out a hack to get past it. And I was just reaching out to, you got to go into the plans and then access it. I don't know why it's doing that. So when you go in, you will get, can you see the quick start here? Can you see my screen? Okay, it
Yes.
says quick start. So I need to hire someone fast. I need to build an onboarding checklist. I need to do that. And every time I go in here, I see something different. Like I need to fire an employee. So I'm not going to go through the whole system, but this is basically a AI chat. Not what am I trying to say? It's LaVada. This is a AI agent on steroids, right? This is a
Okay,
workflow.
can you stop share and share again? Because it's not on the screen. I think it's not
Oh,
showing.
really?
For us.
Okay, no
I
problem.
can't see it. So I want to make sure we are able to show our all
So, no
members
problem. So you saw how we were working with chat with the the GPTs. Am I saying this right?
Got it now. Yep.
And you saw how we were working with the GPTs, and we created our own professor and grant writer and LaVada. So this is that on steroids. So this was a coder. He created this entire, I think he used a little bit of WordPress, a little bit of Lovable, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and put together Mrs. HR in a box. And so you would go here to Quick Start. For example, you could click on, can you see when I switch it to step by step? So it creates workflows for you. It creates interview questions for you. It'll create a job description for you. So to go back to your question, Catherine, this is even better for you because you may not know what you need to create. So unlike someone, a CEO of a larger company that has an HR department, they may have some of these things already. If you were to go into this system, or when you go into this system, you're able to just create it all. You can create it, print it out. And then there's a learning lab. And I do have some videos in here, but don't ask me where they are right now. Then we have
I like what you're saying, Dr. Thatch, that
Yeah.
that's a good point for small business owners or people who don't wear HR hats or speak our weird language and OD and
Right.
HR. They don't
Mhm.
know what they need. They might not know what are the compliance components you need to add to a job description, for example,
Right,
to make sure that's
exactly. And
inclusive.
that's I want to just jump in there really quick because that's when I really started to believe in my own product. Because when I went to ChatGPT, I tried to do a job description and I'm like, something is missing. It is off. And it was missing the ADA requirements. It doesn't know to put in the requirements for the Americans with Disabilities, where it talks about how much you can lift or how much right? It won't put that in unless you ask. And so there's certain things in other documents, the same thing may happen where you don't have all of the elements needed inside that document. And so I just wanted to walk you through that really quick. If you can go back to my presentation, I just wanted you all to know it's real simple. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's just mrshrinabox.com. If you go there, you can download 2 weeks free. And guess what? This is a gateway to work with me. So if you have any questions, anyone on the call, you get a half an hour free consultation with me. I'll walk you through. If you want to create a handbook or job descriptions, I can walk you through your two. And after the 2 week free trial is $49 a month. So I'm also sharing this not to sell, but to tell you that this is the new way of doing business, right? If you're going to have a business, Catherine, Nicole on the side, your side hustle, Altis already has her business. It needs to have an AI component. I don't know what else to say. You need to start building your AI component to whatever your business is and figuring out how to systemize and monetize that. And so it's more than just human resources for me. I'm looking at systems, business workflows, and it's also, again, a gateway for me to do business and hopefully streamline business so I won't have to talk to clients all day and come. Remember, Nicole, we had to go visit 50 clients a month and go visit them. Okay. Well, those days are hopefully almost over, right? So let's go to any questions about that?
I
Mrs.
think
HR in the box has been
I just have a comment. I think this is great.
sure.
I think for folks like Catherine, for example, if you're teaching communication, it's a great time for you to introduce, okay, this is a new policy you might want to make sure you have in place, because AI is in our communications now. And so this tool could help you to actually help them to, you could upsell. I can help you write that policy. And I can help to make sure that you understand that if you're going to use these new communication strategies, that, for example, when we introduce communication strategies across an organization, we want to make sure management is using those communication strategies consistently in, for example, the performance review process. And how would we incorporate those new ways of communicating as a standard? Well, now this tool or something like this, you would have the policy to present to them, or you could say, I can help you write the policy. So I don't know, you could just, I'm an entrepreneur, so there's so many ways you could be creative around having something like this that Dr. Thelá created, where they wouldn't have to go anywhere else to sort of adopt the new practices.
Yeah, it's a great way to add to what you already have. So if you're working with a client that has an employee handbook and you want to just, revise the handbook with a communication policy, I'm kind of just reiterating what LaVada just said. This is a great tool to run it through, make sure it's compliant as you do that. And then you can always also sell them this and I'll give you a referral fee. So next. Because I'm always thinking like an entrepreneur too. So inside my Mrs. HR in the box, another thing I spend a lot of time doing is making sure it is different from ChatGPT. So why not? I mean, I still go to ChatGPT, don't get me wrong, but when you're creating your own AI bots and you want to make sure we went through a lot of this already just now though. So thank you, Otissa and LaVada. But you want to make sure it has its own private knowledge base. And you want to make sure like you're pulling from curated HR libraries, policies, procedures. So LaVada talked a lot about that. You want to pay attention to guardrails and governance. So in Mrs. HR in the Box, for example, I, tested it and my developers tested it to make sure we're not telling them something illegal, that I'm using, standardized HR documents and policies and making sure it knows when they need to talk to a lawyer and I'm not a lawyer. And then the human is always in the loop, right? That's one thing we have to remember. I've done some videos and I could show them to you. I won't show them to you now, but I have this one Sora video and I'll teach you. Oh, I had a promise to teach you how to do Sora. So I'll show you Sora, but we had to do the first step to get to the third step, right? But in one of my Sora videos, I'm Mrs. HR and I'm fighting the AI bot. And that's because we can't let AI take complete control, right? Because first of all, I teach students and they try to let AI take control. Their work makes no sense. It is so ridiculously wrong. I'm like, this is clearly AI because it's not even relating to the textbook. Like, what are you talking about? So it's a way to use it, right? Or else it just looks ridiculous. You have to have critical thinking, period. So I've heard one of my favorite speakers, she says, it's artificial intelligence. It can never get rid of real intelligence. Like we have the real intelligence. That's why it's called artificial intelligence. And so it'll never replace us because it can't. And there's this movie, I forget the name. I was watching it and she basically, I don't want to say the name because I'll spoil it, but the robot basically killed her because it could not recognize that she was a human. So it was created to protect her, but because she tripped this like safety feature it had, it would not let her back on the property, and eventually it just killed her. But it was created to protect. Anyhow, it was a deep movie. I gotta find it so I could share.
Well, that's even more, those things they're scary, but that's why we have to have a seat at the table.
Yeah,
Because we always need to know how to keep control. And I hate to be, kind of plain about it, but I think women need to be at the table to make sure that doesn't happen. Because
yes,
those are the conversations we have around community and circumstances and protection. Yeah. Go ahead, Nicole. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to add, like, it won't replace people, but it will replace people who don't use AI, right? And so we can't let ourselves be those people. And to your point, LaVada, especially women. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't want our intelligence to become artificial, right? There is a danger for people in the future, maybe not our generation, giving over their real human intelligence to the AI. And so that's why I think it's so critical for us to be at the foundational phases where we put policies and practices in place that keep our children learning real information, real humanity. Um, yeah, because we don't want human intelligence to go away.
yeah. I don't know if you can see my screen again. I'm moving around all over. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
See the slide that I have up.
Oh, can you give me
Yeah.
control again? I'm just trying to move a little quicker because I know we have till 4:30. And not rushing, just want to get the few things I had. So I wanted you to meet Mr. HR. I wanted you to make sure you put your safety, what do
Training
you call
model.
it? Yeah, put your training model on. And now I want to take you to Sora. So I don't know how many of you, it's hard to see your faces while I'm sharing. Can you see Sora?
Yeah, that's nice. I started using it this week. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
good. Okay. Oh goodness.
How
I
many
see
of you
you.
already use Sora? Give us a thumbs up if you use Sora already. Okay. One.
Oh, how many thumbs up?
Only Otessa, because she's gonna teach the next class.
Oh, Tessa's the AI guru, by the
She's
way.
gonna teach the next one.
Okay, let me click on Sora and see what's going on here.
Payroll systems downtown are crashing and employees are stuck. We move now, contain the outage, and get everyone set.
Data stream locked in. I'll coordinate with responders.
Let's move out.
Could you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's another one. Let's see. It's weird. I do.
My inbox is a disaster. The phone won't stop ringing, and it's only Thursday. How am I supposed to get through all of this? No? Enough. Time to call in the big guns. Let's make some order. All clear. Back to business.
I just was making up all types of stuff. So let me tell you how I did this. And would you believe it only cost me $20 a month? Oh my goodness. I'm up at night just making up stuff. It's so fun. So let me tell you the steps really quick. You might want to write this down because you may have to practice a little bit, but I can show you in like 3 steps. So basically, you have to have the paid ChatGPT model, which is $20 a month. Okay. And then once you have the paid paid ChatGPT model, then you're going to go download Sora. Now, here's the catch. You can only
Heard someone could use a
here's
hand.
him. Sorry, flying in again, excuse me. You can only use it with an iPhone. So if you have a Droid, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place trying to get back. I was trying to see your faces. You can only use it with the iPhone. So if you have a Droid, it's not going to work. So everybody iPhone users
For now, right?
for
It'll come
now.
out soon. I wonder if they have any updates on when it'll come out for
For
Android.
the Android, I don't know. So what you're going to do is you're going to download Sora on your on your iPhone. Let's see. I'm going to show you. I want to show you.
I'm
wanna sh-
wondering how many of us on the call are Android users and how we're oh, it says that November 4th it came out for
What?
Android. Yay!
I know. They
But
said they're not going
this
to
is
miss a
why we
beat.
have to stay in community. It's one of my pet peeves. We need to be keeping
Yeah,
each other up to date. But yeah, it's hard to see it on the screen. But
I
oh, I
know.
see the little guy right there.
See
Right,
the
so
little
you go to
ghost guy?
go to your app store and put in Sora AI, and you'll find the app.
Yeah, put in the app. So if you want to do this now, let me know. Because the trick to Sora 2 is sometimes, and they may have gotten rid of it by now, sometimes you need a code. See, I'm at the Africa channel.
Oh, okay.
I took my
Yeah.
background off. So, yes. So, who already has Sora on their phone? Just raise your hand.
Nobody. Oh, Tessa said she didn't actually use it yet.
I'm loading
Uh-oh.
it.
Okay, load
So I
Sora.
love when we teach people new things. This is why we're here.
Yes, let's do it. So you're going to load Sora, and then I have to give you a code. So the first person who gets in, use that code. And then it's so cool because this is about community. I don't know, for whatever reason. With Sora, you get about 6 codes, and then you'll have to share a code with someone else. So that's one. I have no more invites. So the first person who gets this code, you're going to have to give the rest of the group your code, and so on. You see what I'm saying?
Mine's loading. It's the
Okay.
cloud with the 2 eyes.
Yes, it looks like
Yeah.
a little ghost or
Okay.
almost.
Now I didn't have to do it. I don't know, Thelá.
Yeah, sometimes
He gave me my own code last night. So, I mean, 2 days ago. I don't know.
can you go to your invites in the corner and give us a code? Give us the code for us, put it in the chat.
Yeah.
So right over your picture, it says invite.
Oh, okay. So some people need a code.
Yeah,
And then
some
mine's
people,
saying continue with ChatGPT. So I'll do that, right?
yeah,
If
do
I
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll continue with ChatGPT. Don't know why you don't need a code. I haven't figured that out. But some people need a code, some people don't. But how are you doing, Nicole? You got a code yet? Are you in? Okay, tell me when you're in. So once you're in, the next step, Sora works by creating a cameo. And I wish I could show you a better, I can show you a better way. Let's see real quick. I just don't.
Everybody get it? It's a really cute app.
Okay, let me share where my app. Okay, so can you see my app again? LaVada?
Yep, you can see
Okay,
it.
you was squinting, I couldn't tell. All right, so this is me, but that's not my cameo. For whatever reason, my cameo is only on the iPhone.
Okay.
Aston.
I didn't make one yet, a cameo.
So this person here, Mrs. HR, she started as a cameo. She's a cameo. And I happen to have that dress on that day. I had these earrings I have on now. And I had my glasses on.
So what do you mean by cameo? Just a
I'm
picture
going
of
to
you?
tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
So cameo in Sora is another kind of code word for clone.
Okay.
Yeah. Your cameo becomes your clone. And you can tell your clone. So here's an example. There's my clone is called Mrs. HR. Don't. And you can partner with other people too, but I don't want to do that right now. But let's say I did. So Mrs. HR and Jake Paul, walking, fighting. How about fighting? Wait a minute. Superheroes fighting AI together. So you're just really once you get your clone up and you can use other clones, you're really just going to tell Sora you're going to give it a prompt to create a video. So now it's going to be in my drafts over here. Oh, it says unable to generate. Oh, mention a user that doesn't have a cameo. Okay, forget him. Oh, I see what happened. I typed something twice. Let's try this again. So you put your cameo, and then this cameo. Yeah, somehow I typed it twice.
Yeah.
So now it's working on my draft of, but in the meantime, let's let that work.
Yeah,
And
it
let's
doesn't
see.
let you pick. You could pick Jake Paul because it was approved, right? And there.
Right. Yeah, you got to pick whoever's approved.
Okay.
And then you'll go into the drafts. Like right now it's I'm trying to stop all the noise there. But you'll go into your drafts and it'll be making the video. Like some of these videos, I didn't even know was in there. I was just playing around. So let's see, where are you all right now? Are you in Sora? Because the next step once you're in Sora is to create your cameo.
Yes, I'm in Sora and it says your profile. This is how you look to others. And it just has like a little circle icon.
Yeah, so that profile was what you saw with me with the yellow shirt on. So now you're going to, and you may want to take more time, but the next step is you're going to literally create a cameo with your face. It's going to ask you to talk. You're going to look to the right, you're going to look to the left, and you're going to say some numbers, and that will be you. Somehow it knows your body size. I don't know, because I tell it, make me look fit and fine with a flat stomach, because I don't know how it came up. I'm like, I
It sure
don't know.
worked because you look great in that
I know.
Superwoman outfit.
You have to,
Thelá.
yes, I made sure I look toned. If I'm going to be AI, I'm going to look good. I'm not going to look, I'm going to look the way I want to look, but I'm working on it. Look, I'm still working on it. So anyhow, so yeah, you can prompt it. Let's say you'll come up with prompts like make my skin look natural, my voice is natural, my voice is soothing, my voice is energetic. Like you have to tell it. And it'll take some time to play around with it. Okay. Once you create your clone / cameo, you may have to go to your laptop, and then log into Sora from your laptop, create your very first video from your laptop. Then you'll be able to use the Sora from your phone from that time forward. So it's just these initial steps, a little funky. You got to have this code, number one. So anybody need a code? Because it's the best time to get your code.
I
Even if
didn't
you're
need
going
a
to,
code. I don't know if they changed. I don't know if you all need a code, but they do. I think what they were doing was they said that they only released it to some people
okay.
for a limited time. And I think Thelá, when you were in there early, you were doing it when they
Okay.
first released it. And also, when you go onto your GPTs on chat, I don't know how many of you are like really exploring your GPTs on ChatGPT, because there are a lot of them that they make for you, that they've made a library of them. Those aren't customized, so I don't kind of use them a lot. But there is one on there that's called Sora, but it doesn't allow you to make the videos as it's not as user friendly as the one on your phone. So yeah, the one on your phone is really more instantaneous. I will say that in terms of advocacy, if you're just like, one of the things I learned from one of my other colleagues is the more you use in your prompts, like the more you say in your prompts, the more energy you're using, because it has to read all of that. So
Mhm.
even when you're working with Sora, think through your ideas first, what you really want to do, and then put it in there so you're not wasting energy. Because when I first started, I was just playing around with Hey Jen and all that, and I was like, oh, I didn't know I was wasting energy. I was just playing around, right? So now that I've gotten better at it, I don't fool around with it too much unless I know there's something I really want to create and I'm more concise. So I kind of play around with my language a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody still working on Sora and need help? Or you want to do this? You can do it later. Trust me. Once you do your cameo, go to your laptop, log into Sora, and then just play around with it. Look, this will be your 15, this is your homework. Sora is your homework.
So anybody have any more questions of Sora? Because I wanted to ask Dr. Thatch one more thing before we go.
I'm curious what you've done with Sora for your business, like how it's
Oh, you
yeah,
want it? Oh my goodness.
applications.
So I've used it to market Mrs. HR in a Box. And let me tell you, my phone has been ringing. I wouldn't say off the hook, but at least 2, 3 times a day, people are reaching out to me, asking me, how did you create that video? Or how did you, and I've saved, I'm only paying my marketing person half of what I've been paying because I now can create AI videos to replace the times that she was posting. So it has boosted my attention on social media. So I do Mrs. HR, the Adventures of Mrs. HR Wednesdays. And every Wednesday I have an adventure. Like I'm fighting an AI bot, I'm talking with the AI baby. I'm just doing everything. And I'm using that to generate business. And I'm telling you, it's really boosted my business and people's interest in my business big time. I don't know how else to say it. So I also use Hey Jen, and I took some professionally made photos and video, and I went into Hey Jen and I created clones that speak for me. So I have a holiday card I have on my holiday dress, but it was just a picture. So now my holiday picture, and I could maybe show it to you,
Yeah.
is I don't have to take any more pictures. I paid $1,500 for that photo shoot.
Yeah.
And now I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, it's saving me a ton of money. It's giving me 50,000 ideas to build my business. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered the question.
Wow.
Let me
That's
see where
impressive.
yeah, you can do it too.
And then what you do is
Oh, let
you
me show you the videos ready, LaVada. Go ahead. Let me show.
I was going to say you ask GPT to give you a marketing strategy. You build a marketing GPT. Mine's name is Maxine. She knows all about marketing. And you tell her to give you a strategy for your particular event or product that you're selling. and then you use the videos in the strategy.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm so excited. I'm about to blow up over here. Wait till you see this new video. My head's about to blow off my body. Okay.
Show these AIs what happens when we team up.
You throw the punches, I'll hold the line. Let's move.
Teamwork. That's how you drop a giant.
And how you keep a city standing. Ready for round 2 if they send more?
Always. Show these AIs what happens.
So cute.
Okay,
Love
me and
it.
Jake Paul. Not that I'm a big Jake Paul fan, but I am today.
I love
We
it. I
just
love
took
it.
down 3 bots in like 3 minutes. Wasn't that fun? So I could use that on Wednesday if I did the Adventures of Mrs. HR. Oh, Jake Paul is joining Thelá and Mrs. HR to fight the bots out on the street. Who do you think will win? You know, like just make up something. And you can even upload that because it downloads when you're in Sora, you can download it like a photo or video. And you can put it in ChatGPT and say, write a post for this video, me and Jake Paul fighting AI. And so constant content, constant content. And as we've learned, and most of us are college graduates and been to somewhere, some class, business is 80% marketing. So no matter what we do, we have to market ourselves, whether we like it or not. And right now, people want to see talking babies and Jake Paul flying through the air. And, well, let's go back to my slide. I'll wrap up.
Okay, awesome. Before you wrap up, I just want you to tell us a few policies that are like must-haves.
Yeah, it's on my
around.
slide.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right,
I
so
will. Yeah. So your AI must be unique. This is something we kind of talked about a little bit. You
okay.
want to make sure you're embedding that into your culture. The gender gap, right? There's an urgency because women are underrepresented in AI. We talked about that a little bit. And let's go to the top 10 must-haves. Just trying to see what you got. Okay. All right, top 10. So number 1, drum roll, AI acceptable use. So you want to explain that organizations need clear guidelines on what AI can and cannot be used for. I have a university as a client, and we spent at least a month or so creating the AI guidelines for students. So number 1, what is the acceptable use? Can students use AI for posts? Can HR business partners use AI to give clients information? And if so, how should that be presented, right? Data privacy. We talked about that a little bit. You want to stress the importance of protecting sensitive employee and candidate data, and complying with regulations. In terms of number 3, output review. You want to emphasize that AI decisions should never be blindly trusted. Human oversight is critical. You should never just blindly post something you've copied from AI. You got to read it, you got to take that whole 5 minutes, read it out loud, make sure it makes sense. Even with my Sora, I got to look, I'm making sure, am I doing something? There was one Sora I was going to post, and it was around workers' comp. And I was kneeling down in front of this man, and let me just tell you, it did not look right. I was like, I do not need to post that. It was like I had to keep telling it to redo it because it just looked very, salacious, just not right. So I'm like, no, not kneeling down, standing up. So it didn't look right. Okay. So you want to make sure it's appropriate. We're still using our critical thinking and our brains to say, is this appropriate? Would this be offensive? Does this seem equitable? Right? We're still asking the same questions. And then output review, right? I just said that one. Bias and fairness. AI can unintentionally reinforce biases. So you want to all still have policies that include regular audits to ensure equitable treatment. You want to be transparent when using AI. Some people think that, again, I'll just use my students, they think that they're tricking you because they're using AI. I tell them all the time, I know you're using AI because you're not using any relatable stories it's not coming from your voice. So if you're the type of person or student, you don't capitalize things like, the letter I, and then all of a sudden you're writing this beautiful prose and, flowing language. It's like, I know that's not your voice. So make sure you're writing in your voice. But if you're using AI, you also may need to give it a citation and say that that's one of the policies we put in place at the university, is to cite AI when you're using it. And you want to limit AI access to authorized personnel and ensure strong cybersecurity measures are in place, with security and access. So for me, let's say my business is growing. I don't want everyone to have access to my AI bots that I created. If I ever grew to 1,000 people, everybody can't have access to what I just showed you, right? There'll have to be some cybersecurity and security measures in place. You also want to clarify who owns AI-generated outputs to protect company assets and proprietary information. So right now it's kind of a free-for-all. I own the Sora I just created. I made that up out of my own head. Oh, maybe me and Jake Paul should be fighting. But one day, I tried to do another image, and every now and then it'll say, I forget it just said it wasn't approved, that I was using copyrighted material. And it was when I was trying to, how Wonder Woman flies in an invisible jet. For whatever reason, it would not let me get in an invisible jet. It was like copyright. It was like copyright violation, copyright violation. So there's some guardrails in there, and then you may have to do that for yourself. What are we are at number 8. AI use must follow all applicable laws and industry standards to avoid fines or legal issues. And when you're using a vendor, you want to carefully vet that vendor. You want to make sure they're ethical, that they have data security. LaVada kind of talked about that. And then you want to have clear procedures for reporting, reviewing, and correcting AI errors, and create a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. So that would be error escalation. So what happens when there is error? So these policies ensure AI is used responsible, fairly, and securely. It's a lot. And it seems like a whole other business line for me. I could do just doing that is like a business. And but it's something that has to be done. So I thank you. Let's go to the next slide really quickly. We got 6 minutes. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun. So
Yes, I have just
what?
a few things after
So
you.
so one thing I've been doing, one of the many things I've been doing, is creating a school community. As I'll put it in the chat. So it's skool.com. And inside my school community, I do a lot of this for free. Thank you, autistas in my community. Yay. And because of these meetings, Otissa learned about my community. And honestly, I just started growing it 2 weeks ago. I'm up to 14 members. And there's a free part to it where you teach. So my point of saying that is I've learned I'm a natural born teacher, even though I've resisted this. And so there's always homework. This is your homework. So pick one business or HR operation that annoys you the most, whether it's onboarding, policy creation, and make that your AI pilot. Excuse me. I'm from Jersey. Sometimes it comes out pilot. Start with the co-pilot, not autopilot, and let AI generate your drafts, checklists, and templates. So Otissa described it perfectly. Like she has in my head, I see it as a toolbox. So she has her toolkit, right? And, start to just create one workflow or process that you can build on. So that's your challenge/homework. And that's it for me. Oh, I think I got one more slide. I might have a slide that says thank you or something.
Oh,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. This was
So
great.
this is how you
Yay.
connect with me. I'm sure this was created on Canva AI.
That was
This-
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
So what
you.
we
Oh,
want
this
to
was
do
fun.
is okay, stop sharing on your side, Thelá. I just want to show you one thing. Thank you so much, Dr. Thatch. This was so good. And we can always do more. So what I want to I want to just bring you back to all the tools that Dr. Thatch presented. Amazing. Please make sure that you're a member of our association. Next week, we're going to have a company called Pony's Engine come in, and they do education around vibe coding. So what is vibe coding? And they're going to be coming on board, hopefully, as our primary workshop partner. So they already, they have an engineer they do workshopping with. He's, nerds out on this stuff, and we're developing all kinds of great things together. They develop AI tools already for large companies, and they're going to talk to us a little bit about what vibe coding is. So don't miss that next week. Make sure you share. And then also for folks that want scholarships and want to learn about our education and consulting opportunities, all of that's coming. So please go to the website. Okay. Any thoughts as we go?
I have a thought. This is so much fun. I always knew I was a nerd, and I'm just embracing all my nerdiness in this environment. It feels safe, it's fun, it's exciting, and I'm just looking forward. I'm a little emotional because I just see women being free. I just see you being free. Be free. The
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So thank you for creating this space.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any other comments, encouragement, words?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Dr. Thelá, and also you, LaVada. And Dr. Thelá, it really touched my heart when you were saying like the reason you left corporate and actually wanting to be a real resource for humans. And that just matters so much to me, and I think to our world. And so I'm super grateful for that piece, and very grateful for your content and how you shared it. I totally had fun. And again, thank you, LaVada, for your vision for besides just the practicalities of AI, also just empowering women within that. And I just really share that vision and that hope. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you all. We'll be here every Tuesday, or almost every Tuesday. We'll take holiday breaks. But the point is for us to share and to be able to share these recordings with our members as well, right? So if you have something you want to share, please bring your ideas and please collaborate with us. We need advisors. We need folks like you, Nicole, and companies that can advise us on what we should be doing and how we should be positioning AI for women and for all people. So it's important. Awesome.
Thank you for creating this space. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming. You'll hear
Send
from
those,
me.
send those HRBPs our way.
I'm so sorry. This is Otissa. I had to switch to my car because I have an appointment, but I was trying to say so. I just wanted to thank you guys again. Thank you, Dr. Thelá. Thank you, LaVada, just for the open forum and learning from each other and making it fun, because I think that it should be fun. I think that there's a lot of, doom and gloom around AI, and what I appreciate is a proactive approach, and that is why I wanted to be a part of the organization, because I do think that, I think, LaVada, you said it in the very beginning, like, you have to get ready. So whether you like it, don't like it, and I say the same thing, it really doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah. It's clear, it's like it's on your doorstep and it's coming in. So better for you to create your own narrative about how you want to use it, how to protect yourself and your family, and your older loved ones, for how to use it, right? And how to get the most benefits out of it. So again, thank you, is what I wanted to say. And I apologize. I had to switch to my car and then got disconnected, but thank you guys.
We love it. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We're going to the recording.
LaVada, can I just ask you a logistical question? Because now I want to go and scream about this organization to all my friends. Are you looking to keep this smaller and more intimate, or is there any limitations to how many people we can share and welcome into the group?
So we're looking to go big. Our launch party was huge, actually. We had over 70 women on, and we had
incredible.
We had over 100 something register. Our membership has grown to 200 already, and we just launched about a month ago. We are a nonprofit and a for-profit, and we're working with talking to also other companies and associations to help them come on board and sponsor and scholarship. And then we're going after workforce. We're going after different funding streams as well, Nicole. So yes, we want to go big. We want to go, actually want to go international But
Okay.
our name is National Association, so we do our goal ultimately is to create the most comprehensive and extensive index of AI certified women professionals. That's our goal, because we want the corporations to come to us to be the go-to for research, development, and hiring women in AI.
Beautiful.
Count me in. I'm spreading the word.
Yeah, and we want to give people like Catherine is a consultant, right? So we would be able to say, would you like to offer this package to your clients? You can make commission off of it. They can get Wharton certifications, Cornell certifications. We want to actually create an avenue for consultants to actually offer their clients the next best thing in AI as well. So
Nice.
yeah, so we have so many visions, and sky's the limit, I think.
I have a quick question I had put in the chat. Does anyone here have an idea of why American women specifically would be like less represented than other women in the world in different cultures or countries? That surprised me a little bit when you said that.
Because and you all can chime in. Thelá, you're an educator as well. Historically, it's been more of Asian nations that have taken on AI and tech fields. And also in the 80s, there were these commercials and narratives that sort of push young women out of AI and sort of started pushing boys towards video games and things like that, and pushing us out of that sort of. And so we developed sort of this bro language around tech in the United States. And so it's just been a cultural deficit for us. But most of the women are of Indian descent, Asian Indian descent, that are the professionals.
And if I can add to that, I've actually started off in the .com era and working for some of those first companies, almost 30 years ago. And it's very interesting. I've always been not a lot of minorities, not a lot of women. And if the women were in the place, it was more so of a marketing nature, not necessarily on the tech side, except for QA. So quality assurance, basically, litmus testing, whatever the applications are. It is changing with things like STEM and just, more, I would say, affinity groups actually talking about it and saying, hey, there's opportunity here for people to actually join and, become interested in these fields. And you don't have to have a tech background. I think that was one of the biggest deterrents. Most people thought they had to have, a degree in computer science or something like that. And I have always said, listen, tech companies run just like any other Fortune 500 company. Like there's the business functions. So there's tons of ways to get in. A lot of you guys talked about educational training, and some of the teams I've been a part of, organizational development. I think you guys are all familiar with that. But those kinds of teams, those are non-technical jobs, right? They happen to support a technical company. So there's tons of people, I would say like steer away from it because they thought that they needed to have technical degrees, but they have every single department just like any other company. So there's tons of ways into technology. And now that there's AI, it's really an open playing field.
And that's why, thank you so much for that. That's why the certifications are important, because let's take Nicole, for example. She's a head of an HR department. The certification would teach her, how do you implement AI across an organization? Not that she has to do it, but she would know how to use the language with the tech team. What type of training do my people need? What's appropriate? How do I hire for this? That's what the certifications are teaching her, how to keep her VP role and lead in an AI world. And we had the California Women's Realtor Association reach out to us. So we're going to partner with them to do some things. So we're looking at industry tracks as well. I think HR is a huge track in AI. But we're probably going to do a live event with them in January because they're interested in teaching their women how do you keep your career in real estate in an AI world. So there's just so many ways. We have medical fields, education, K through 12, right? We need to tap into all of that and make sure that women, like Otessa said, there's a non-tech side to this, and we don't have to be coding. We can't code, but we have to implement it.
That is good news.
Yeah. Awesome.
Can I,
it was great. Go ahead.
I was just going to say one other superpower that I think we all as women deny ourselves, the ability that we are and our innate ability to actually think critically is actually what is needed for AI. And so if you haven't thought you've had a place in technology and in this next wave of where our world is going, like, it's not true. You literally, this is where, because here's the thing, the technology can do the very repetitive tasks. That's where people find the threat. But is that actually a threat when you actually get to do higher level thinking things? And that is honestly typically a place where women thrive, is that we can multitask in the right kind of way. We know how to ask deeper, more, more than theoretical type questions, basically, of different technologies. Like, we know how to push it in a way that it actually solves for human and business. And so, in my opinion, I think that this is like the era for us to kind of rise above. So NAWA is the kind of organization that helps us to bring that to the forefront with the certifications and all of this, collaborative knowledge that is within the organization and will only grow. So here to say that as a woman, and I am a mom of 3 boys, but as a woman, I think that, I love that we're finally paying more attention. And now that the technology is literally in your hand, you can do it on your laptop, iPad, phone, whatever. You get to explore at your own pace, but you also get to become great. And then that greatness coupled with your professional experience really makes you very powerful.
Yeah, I think we're going to shock the world. Women are going to shock the world. And we also want to teach you like how to invest in AI. What is machine learning? Like, what are the AI infrastructures? I have a friend that's going to help us understand how to invest in AI data centers. She's already, that's something that the realtors can talk to us about. So when we have the realtor event, I'm going to invite everyone, because it's not just about using chat, right? Or using Perplexity and Claude. What about AI infrastructures? Do we know what NVIDIA is doing? It's the largest AI, tech company out there that just, I think, did a trade for at billions of dollars of levels, right? So what we need to know about infrastructure as well. We need to know about AI in healthcare, AI in elderly care, all these things that touch our world. And I think holistically, women are going to be the ones that sort of bring that kind of conversation to the table. Yeah.
I just want to thank you, Otissa, for that comment about that. I didn't realize that women are considered like more advanced in critical thinking. That's interesting. I don't know how that's not been on my radar at all.
Women are better investors. Like, when you look at women long term in the market, they invest better, Catherine, because they make more critical long term decisions, and men make more spontaneous, sort of off the cuff decisions. So there's all this myth around women and women's brains and things we can't do. But I think with these tools, I mean, it's almost like it's our time, right? Like I say, it's our time. Not to scare anyone. I think we should stay away from, we're going to take over the world, kind of like,
right. It's not competitive.
Yeah, because we don't want to scare off, so that's why I say we want like a 50% at the table. We don't want to be 78-22. But honestly, I think it's our time.
Well, I mean, at the existential level, it is the time for women, because we need to counterbalance the part of the masculinity that's been toxic, that's built up these systems. Like, it's really important right now that like the healthy feminine comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. This is so good. I love all this. I love it. All right. Well,
Yeah,
you better get on my collaboration page. I need you all. All right. Well, take care, ladies. Thank you so much, Dr. Thatch. This was more than expected.
Yeah.
You were wonderful. You hit
Thank you. I like to over deliver.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
You always do.
It was I saw Nicole. I just had to really.
Once again, you blew me away.
Awesome. All
So
right. Talk
excited.
soon.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.